Welcome. Technical difficulties subsided to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Got a couple of y'all in here already, man. Good to see everybody. Going to be looking at Game 5. Can't believe we have a Game 5. I feel like I'm probably not the only one that's a little bit surprised that we have a Game 5, but happy to have it, man. We're going to be looking at some of the stuff that y'all got here. I showed up. I'm here. Good to have you, Ty. What's up, family? What's up, Tax Free Enterprise? I like that. Welcome. Jermaine, good to have you in here always, man. And got Stan back in here too. JT, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm going to get back to you for sure. We're going to be talking about that little TikTok live stuff. We can get into some of that too. Got to keep going. What's up, 36 Chambers and Alec and Cody? What's up, Aramis? Good to have you in here too, bro. Glad to see y'all back, man. We must be doing something right, yo. What's up, Justin? We must be doing something right? Like, I'm not the only one finding these looks. Y'all got it for me as well, so I appreciate it. What's good, Zachary? Got Will back in the house. Will's been hitting on those baseball players. I see you in the Discord, Will. Those are some good looks. I'm going to be looking at Game 5, like I said. I've got some bets already in. I got to update a few things here. I'm going to be getting Daft on the show in a little bit as well. So I already got that queued up. He let me know he could probably come on here in just a little bit. So we'll get him. It's like, it's early in the morning out there in Australia. So we're going to be getting him on in a little bit. I've got a couple bets that I already put in. I want to run through those for you. I want to get those on the bottom line as well. So that we can get that stuff clear for everybody. Got some leans that we're going to be looking at. I know Daft is going to have some stuff as well. Hopefully y'all caught his video this morning or last night like I did, so you can see some of the stuff that he's playing. Let me get up exactly what I have here for you guys from earlier as well, like I said on the bottom line, and we'll keep it rolling and get into some of the stuff you guys have. If you have not yet actually been into the stream here, go ahead and jump in the comments with your bets. We're going to be taking a look at what you guys want to look at. I'll take you through how I'm looking at everything, obviously, and how I find what I find. Got the links in the description of the video for y'all as well. One more thing I want to let you guys know about. The Outlier partnership is live and it's just live. I don't know live and in charge. I don't know, whatever you'd say there. But if you do still need an Outlier account, you can use the link that I have in the description of the video. I have that link everywhere. It's on all my bios as well and all the different channels. So if you still need to check out outlier.bet, you can use the code, the link rather, that I have all over the place. You can get a 7-day risk-free trial. Make sure you like it first. It's a really solid product, but after you start using it, I think you guys will be pretty into it. Like I said, I'm starting to get everything going here in the on the bottom line. Cool. All right, we're good to go. Got that rolling. Let me get the link over to Daft as well, so he can jump in as soon as he's done being a father, which is way more than most of us degenerates can say right now, as we're not talking about hoop. And then we'll get it going here with some of the bets I have from earlier. I'm looking at a couple of different things that I at least felt like I could rely on without needing to know if if Derek Lively is playing. He's the big questionable tag, right, that we've got for D Lively. So that's going to impact things like Daniel Gafford. I kind of wanted to take a Rudy under as well, but I still need to know, once again, if Daniel Gafford is going to be in there. So we'll look at the stuff that we know we can at least talk about first. I'll get back into the comments here in a sec and go through what y'all have. But let's kick it off with a clear-cut bet that I have zero qualms with, and I put 1.2 units on it to win a little bit more than 1 unit back. What are we doing here, man? 9 points? This thing was -4.5 for Dallas in the last game, and you're telling me because Cat hit a bunch of baloney threes that he finally made because he was due, that now Dallas should be a 5-point dog? That's crazy to me. You want to talk about home court advantage? Isn't everybody just the conversation around that Minnesota has sucked at home? Now, it's not fair to just say Minnesota has sucked at home. I mean, they got worked by maybe the best offensive performance in the playoffs that we've ever seen from Jokic, specifically when he went, 40 points. He had 13 boards, 7 dimes. He had no turnovers in that game. So we're really going to punish. You can't just necessarily punish Minnesota's road record or home record rather, and say they suck just because, Jokic had the game of his life. But we can't say that there shouldn't be home court advantage for them against Dallas. You think Luka cares? Luka's better on the road right now. Luka's kind of a great villain, to be honest with you. Everybody kind of likes hating on Luka, to be honest. So I'm kind of one of them. I mean, I can respect the hell out of his game. I kind of wish he would shut up. He has a little bit more, but that's neither here nor there. This is one bet that I've got. I mean, I'm not going to bank on Cat getting those contested threes once more. Oh, shoot, my bad. We got Daft in here. So let me run through these real quick. I'll get Daft in here for you guys too. I'm at the +5. I like the head-to-head bet for Luka versus Rudy for him to get at least one board less or better than Rudy. This is all on DK. I don't think FanDuel's been doing these bets anymore. They're kind of scared, to be honest. They put them up, they took them down. So I don't think that they feel confident in their ability to put these head-to-head bets together. But DK keeps them coming, and I still like Luka to get within one rebound of Rudy, if not out rebound him, which he did last game. Plus, he's got like way fewer rebound chances and gets all these boards. Rudy's deferring about 3 rebound chances a game to his teammates and letting them pick up the boards while he boxes out one of the bigs that Dallas keeps throwing at him. So going to keep going back to Luka getting those easy boards. Under 4.5 turnovers, I don't care. Minus 155. This is where I'm at with it. It's still worth it. Something he's not doing against the Wolves is turn the ball over. He's gotten 4 turnovers in like 2 of these different games against them over the course of the season and the playoffs. Not worried about it at all. I still think he's looking to score a ton. I would not be taking Luka unders on points tonight. I kind of want to just be like, fuck it, half a unit on Luka to get 40, to be honest with you. So that's something that I'm feeling with Luka tonight is like, it's 7 for 21. He's one dude that I'm not worried about. Like, I like the positive regression. Let's put it that way. Kyrie, up in the air, but we'll take a look at him. And then Mikey C, the old reliable man, Mike Conley over 20.5 PRA. This has been a go-to for me as well. So I'm going to continue playing some Mike Conley overs as someone who the moment's not too big for Mike, right? So he's going to keep having the ball in his hands. He has the most touches and passes and everything after Ant. I went for all of it. I like the points the best. I made that clear in the video last night. So if you want to follow along with that one, that's where I'm at with it. But let's bring in the legend for a minute and see how he's feeling. What's up, Daft?
Welcome.
Nah, man, that's mine. We gotta hear you with the what's up, kings and queens.
I might drop it soon. Just let me finish this can of Prime, and then I'll
get your mind right, bro, and then we'll get into it. I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and I'm gonna start looking at these plays that you guys have as well. So I'm gonna be looking at stuff. Oh snap! John Peterson said his baby's gonna be born next week, but here he is trying to make a little bit of extra coin for his incoming daughter. Congrats, bro, on that. Best of luck with everything. What's up, RJ? Yeah, right. We gotta add into the family here, man. Hollow the Silver. I like to see a lot of y'all coming back, man. It means that at least we're having a good time in here. Hopefully finding some winners too. So Daft, JT, Josh Taylor's calling you out saying you got some good first quarter looks today. Should we start with that while I put some of these bets up on the screen for everybody for the up next stuff, maybe?
Absolutely. Well, the first quarter looks have just been cashing on a consistent basis, and I've just been running it back. So for today's slate, I'm taking Ant Edwards over 7.5 points in the first quarter. It's cashed in, I think, all games this series. My thought process around that is ultra aggressive, fresh legs at the start of the game. At home, easy money. It just keeps on hitting. And then the other one is Luka over 7.5 points. And I don't have to over-explain that. On the road, cashes like crazy, fresh leg. It's very much the same script.
Yep.
So
real quick,
until they went to 8.5.
Okay, so you got Ant at 7.5 points in the quarter.
Yeah.
And then you took it separately with Luka, not a parlay, right? Luka is 8.5 points in the first quarter as well.
I got Luka at 7.5.
Okay, so some of them might have gone up to 8.
So I'm just playing them both as straight bets.
Yeah. No, I like
at
that.
8.5. Yeah.
You're out on Luka points at 8.5 in the first quarter.
I like his total points to go over. I haven't bet that, but definitely a strong lean. But first quarter points, 7.5 is the number for me. Any higher than that, I don't want to play with.
Cool. Dope. All right, I want to answer a couple questions from the chat too, and everybody say what's up to John because he's about to have that baby girl next week. Congrats, man! Again, just want everybody to show some love. Derek Lively is going to be a game time decision, y'all. That was one question we had in the chat: is if we know anything about D Lively. We do not yet know for sure. He was at shoot around, but I want to caution everybody to just assume that he's going to be good to go because he's at shoot around. It's just not quite how it works. Being at shoot around is not being in the game, obviously. So I'm going to pull up my screen now, though, and start pulling up some of this stuff on Outlier. Once more, if you do still need an Outlier account, check the link that's floating on the bottom line and the description of the video. Get that 7-day free trial and all that good stuff. I think I can maybe turn it. Hold on 1 second. All right, cool. Turn this down just a smidge. Oh, hell yeah. Can return. All right. There we go. Cool. All right, cool. Just turn down a little bit of the noise there. All right. No news about Derek. As far as the other question that came in the chat, give me 1 second. I'll pull that back up so I'll make sure I don't miss anything that you guys want to talk about. Look at how well that fits. No news about Derek. Let me see real quick. There was one more that people were asking about. Now I can't find it, but that's fine. Keep it going. The mobile app. Yes, Outlier does have a mobile app. That's what I wanted to make clear to you guys. It does have that, and it's pretty effective too. So you can go ahead and download it on any of the phones that you have. I'm pretty sure it's all over, whether it's iPhone or not. But let me see. I'm gonna start putting some of these bets in that you guys have too. And then Daft. So I've got Daft here with Ant over on the first quarter, 7.5. Same for Luka, over 7.5. Self-explanatory. These dudes are taking a ton of shots in the first, coming out hot. So I still like that bet as well. Did you have something else you wanted to throw our way, Daft? Are you betting on Kyrie to God today?
I really wanted to.
I know. I bet you did.
So in this series, there's a subset of players who are consistent that you can really just rely on to produce X, like Daniel Gafford, Mike Conley. They're not changing from game to game. They're allowed to do what they do.
Right.
And then you got these guys, like even Luka's one of them, consistent. But then you got the guys who are bouncing. And the ones who are bouncing up and down is Kyrie. Kyrie's definitely on and off. And following that trend, today is an on day. So the over's a great look after a slow game. My only reservation is that Jaden McDaniels matchup. Like, Kyrie and the Mavs should make adjustments to that matchup. But will that adjustment be enough for him to cover 23.5? So I lean to the over, but it wasn't a bet that I was willing to take today.
Yeah.
I wanted to, being heavily biased towards Kyrie, of course. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make that clear too, because we were talking about it in the Discord when it comes to Kyrie. And just a reminder, I am putting up all y'all's bets on the up next screen. So if you do have something that I missed and you want to make sure I don't miss it, throw it in there again, and we'll talk about it. But what I wanted to heed caution about with Kyrie was two things, both sides of the coin. I don't know necessarily that just because Ant was on Luka and Jaden McDaniels was on Kyrie last game, that just means that worked. And that because they won when they finally switched that matchup over, which should have happened forever ago, obviously. But either way, like just because it came late and it seemed to work last game, I would argue that like Luka's missed shots were not really the result of Ant defense. That if you go back and watch him, right, like 6'7", 6'8" for him, like Ant's what, like 6'4", maybe 6'5" at best. Like Luka's leaning back and not really worried at all about Ant touching his shot when he goes up from three or when he goes up from the mid range. He's still able to get into the lane and shoot over Ant and anybody that they want to throw at him. So I would just proceed with a little bit of caution to just assume one way or the other. Like maybe it did work and maybe it'll work again in this game, but it didn't show that to me when I watched those shots back from both of those dudes. So Jaden McDaniels being on Kyrie is more of a reason for me to go under on Kyrie than it would be for Luka because he has Ant on him. So something to consider there. And then honestly, if you buy into the game theory that maybe Kyrie's but like gonna have some trouble scoring, then it seems like Luka would be the clear-cut favorite to just pick up any points that Kyrie leaves on the table because he's unable to do what he does, right? So hang on, I think Daft was having some. I'm going to kick this Daft from the studio and let this Daft come back. You good?
Let's go!
There we go. There it is. Finally got him on. Was that an imposter before? And now I got the real Daft, maybe?
That's right. Stunt double.
All right. So I got for Luka, because I got that question about him from Dustin wants to know what's the Miles Turner under 1.5 block lock from the game. So my favorite bet would be the Luka under turnovers in this one. I think under 4.5 is still a good look. You just got to drink the juice. That was basically what we had for Miles Turner and those under blocks, something that he doesn't do. Luka less likely to get these turnovers against this squad, so that's kind of why I really like him in this one. Looking to score, not necessarily worried too much about it. So, King Wiz, are you talking about the Luka and Rudy rebound bet that I have rolling on the bottom? You said it's at plus 2.5 now. If that's the case, I'm still good. Even better for Luka because I got him at plus 1.5 on the head-to-head there. So. I just want to make sure I'm not missing everybody, and we'll keep it moving with a couple other things. Before I go too far, did you want to throw anything else out there since you're not betting on Kyrie to God?
Well, I was very close to betting on Anthony Edwards over his turnover prop, but I think the home and away split scared me away. So if there's a chance, if this series goes to game 6, next game in Dallas, Anthony Edwards to go over his turnover is a nice look because he's been throwing that ball out about a lot in the last 2 games because his usage rate is up, fatigue's starting to settle in, so those turnovers are high.
Real quick, Def. Real quick, you got some static coming in. Can you hear that? Yeah. Can you? Is there? I'm not sure what it would be.
I can't hear a damn thing. But
yeah,
just
keep going.
If it gets difficult, I can just watch. But off the top, I've got very similar bets to you today. I've got Mike Conley points, those first quarter props, and probably the only one that worth spending time about is I'm on Cat under 20.5 today.
Cat under, yeah. I'm gonna have you try to like fix some stuff real quick and come back if that's cool.
Okay.
But all right, yeah, I'll beam you in. But we got we had some unders for Cat, right? Before I kick you out. Okay, yeah. I think he had the unders for Cat there, is what we were looking at as well. So if you like that stuff, but we'll try to get him back on if we can. I know a lot of y'all have his plays already kind of locked in and are kind of, I don't know if you're tailing him, but necessarily, but you know what he's coming in. So yeah, we got the demons off the phone, bro. We'll make it a little cleaner. If he's able to come back, cool. But either way, he'll be in the stream here too, hanging out with the hoodlums that we got in the stream here, the little hood rats. All right, let me look at a couple of things that you guys want to, because those are the bets streaming on the bottom line if you still need them. So check those out. And I'm going to start with some Nas stuff. So I know everybody was asking about Nas in the chat. I'm going to be fully honest with everybody here. We're at the point in the season where who's going to show up and who's not, and who do you believe in and why not? Do you want to fade some stuff from last game? How do you want to play it? But we can't just necessarily, like, basically these books, from everything that I can see, have really stepped up their game. And now that we have enough playoff stuff that we can look at, we know that, like, they're just going to price these things right at people's averages, right? And I'll show you what I mean by that in one sec. Let's see if we can get DAF working too. Talk to me, fam.
How bad is that?
Oh my God!
Browser to the app. Is that better?
You sound incredible. StreamYard has an app. That's fire. I didn't even know that. Yeah, StreamYard. Maybe if you sponsored me too, then I would know stuff like that. But we can talk about that later. I don't know. Outliers working out. But here's one thing I wanted to say too. Like, so Kyrie, at just using him as an example, 22.5 points, right? In the playoffs for Kyrie, that's about what he's averaging, right? He's at about 23-ish points in the playoffs right now. So now these books are really coming in and going, like, you're not going to be able to just use math and past stats to be able to make these bets, because these dudes are playing the same teams every night now, obviously. And so it's just going to be a lot of, who do you think is going to show up tonight and why, right? Do you think there's some adjustments that you can rely upon that would give you something? Because if not, then you're really just relying on what you know about dudes and maybe their mental fortitude more than anything else. But I was going to move into to Nas, and he is a decent example of that, because I didn't love the fact that he didn't get very many minutes in these last couple, right? That's starting to really annoy me.
Slow-mo minutes.
Yeah, is that who you see taking his minutes? Has been slow-mo?
I didn't check the popcorn machine, to be honest, but just looking at the minutes, it appears so, which doesn't make too much sense to me. But they finally won a game, so, like, there was a big question mark. So I wanted to run the same play back with Towns under 15 and Nas over whatever his highlight, but his line dropped 2 points. His minutes have come down. His shot percentages are still very similar. So I'm just questioning, is he going to get the game time we need in order for him to cash? So,
I feel you.
Yeah, I can't explain his minutes, though, so maybe you can help me out.
I can't. So I'm going to go back into the box score from this last game, because I don't feel like I can either. I think if I had to guess, like, Finch wants to play Cat. He wants to play his dude making, $20 million a year or whatever. A sunk cost, I mean, something to that effect. Like, he doesn't want to admit it, but, like, also because when you look at Cat real quick, if I pull him up on props on Outlier, didn't say it, said Outlier. Where am I going with Cat? So if I pull up Cat and I look at his stuff here, even just in the last 10, I mean, he randomly wants this 27-point spike or this 23-point spike or 25 because he hit a ton of threes. Like that's what he's, Finch is hoping for. And then just randomly gets the terrible shooting games. So if Cat is like almost a definition of make or miss league right now in a way that just scares the hell out of me more than anything. Plus you always got the foul trouble because if he didn't get it by now, if he doesn't understand at this point how to not foul correctly or at all, or take those dumb ones, what you think he's going to figure it out game to game? Like he doesn't think these fouls that he's putting up are fouls. Apparently the way he looks at the ref every time, like, I know I didn't foul. Like, no, you fouled, homie. Like you can't do that. I don't know what sport you're playing, but the 13 shots was a big shocker. So like maybe for Cat, you think he goes back to even shooting like, 40 to 45% from the field as opposed to 33% like he's been at. Then the shots go up by a few more because he's able to play like 10 more minutes because he's not fouling the whole time. So the fear there is like, okay, well, the fear with Nas becomes, well, then why the hell didn't Nas play last game?
I know.
Like, why was he at 20 minutes? He still hit 50% of his shots. He only took 1 3. And I guess he was a -10. So maybe he was just on the court at the wrong times. Let me see what his ratings were. If I go to advance real quick. Oh yeah, that's a pretty bad offensive rating. I guess that would be a big part of it. If he just didn't have it working last game, Finch was aware of that.
The absence of Lively could have impacted Nas's minutes with the need to stay big at all times? Perhaps?
It's a really good call. It could be that. I'm going to go back into the game from game 3 and look at Lively got hurt in that game, right? So I actually have to go back to game 2 real quick. And let me see. I think Nas played 24 minutes in this game. Lively played 26. Nas played 31 in this game. He was shooting lights out and Cat was out.
Yeah.
I just want to look at the matchup to see if there's any Nas guarding Derek Lively stuff going on. I'll put Nas on defense in the matchups. He was guarding PJ Washington. Maybe it just meant because Derek Lively was, at least that could put somebody else on D Lively like Gobert. But like, I really don't know what Nas's minutes drop was necessarily due to, man, to be honest. So I'm not in a place that I know that we're all like, oh my God, there's not that much basketball left. We got to get these bets out there. But like, also I like money. So I'm not really just trying to hand it over to the books. Like I'm not here to take 50-50 bets that I don't feel strongly about. I'm here to take bets that I think I have a bigger edge than that, close to like 60%, right? Is the likelihood that I'm looking for these bets to hit because hood math. So if you saw something for Nas where you're like, and I'll go back to Nas real quick, but if you saw something for him where you're like, oh, well, this is either too low of a prop or, it's plus money in a really good way, but it's -120 for him to get 11.5 points. The rebounds, I really don't want to mess with, to be honest with you. Let me pull those up real quick.
His rebound chances are lower than his self-esteem, I say.
No, your self-esteem's got to be higher than a seven rebound chances, honestly. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to put out picks every day and then get them wrong like 50% of the time or 45% and still keep coming back. You gotta have that like irrational confidence. 7 and 7 and then 9 and 5. So 7 rebound chances per game to pick up 5 of them. Who's trying to do that, man? Who's trying to do that? And yeah, Trey loves the Nas unders. I believe the phrase that he used last time was "you people" and your Nas read bets. I think is exactly what you said, bro. Which, first of all, the hell you mean you people? But no, I agree. Like Nas is starting to get pretty chalky because he's like a fan favorite. Everybody loves him. And I think I'm kind of with Trey on like, yo, if I'm back to all, I'm probably looking at like under perhaps for the PR, perhaps the PRA. That's kind of where I'm at this point. I'm gonna put Nas as a lean to the under so we can kind of keep it moving.
And the other look is the first few games of this series was there was an overperformance by Nas. Like that's not what you should expect from him. He just managed to do it a few games in a row. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think that's a really good point too. If you look at Nas in the playoffs as a whole, this is last 10. I'll just do last 20 and know that this is really like, what is it? Okay, right here is where we really start with with these bets. Like, so 12 right here. So he's gone over this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of like 15 games or so, right? So it's really a 50-50 bet when it comes to the 11.5 points. There's a couple of spike games in there, but even for Nas to hit 20 points, right, is something he's done once in the playoffs. averaging what are his minutes at in the playoffs? Basically about 22 in the playoffs as a whole, right? So got to really keep that in mind, y'all. Like this is just it's a pass for me on the Nas stuff. Like Daft is saying, like that's a bit of an outlier, pun intended, when it comes to Nas. Should we? Did you touch upon Cat? You said you wanted to take an over, or you did take an over because he's the next stuff. Hold on. Wait, I have to address this too. No Nas hate, only Nas love. But I like money more than I like Nas Reed, so I'm gonna keep trying to find the best bet. But yeah, where you at with Cat in this one?
Well, his first, I'm taking his under 20.5 points. I got that at minus 110.
Under 20.5.
Yeah, I got that. That last game, we saw foul trouble. The volume was low, percentages was high. Attacked the rim early, did what he was supposed to do. I just can't help the fact that, I hate this guy, and I've been waiting for an underspot for him. At 20.5, I'm down to dance. I hate him. Like, his shot selection is poor. He's not athletic. He's gonna revert back to his old ways, I feel, in this game, and he's gonna take bad shots. And also that thing, what's that stat? Him back at home hasn't hit this since late Feb.
Correct. Yep. I believe I can filter that, right? Show only home games for a minute. So
yes,
this is Nas. Apologies. Hold on, let me pick up Cat real quick. Where you at, Cat? Up top. 20.5. So if I pull up Cat and I put him only at home, he has not scored 20 points since February the 23rd or 4th against Brooklyn. Just so you know, I can know that stat.
Yeah, so that supports the idea as well. The Minnesota crowd hate this guy, so
they might just. So you took under on the points because I was considering under on the PRA. Is there a reason you stayed away from the PRA for Cat?
Well, on the assist side, he's only getting 4 potential assists in every game, and you need 3 to cover that. So
yep.
I don't like that, and the rebounds are just unpredictable as hell, to be honest. Like fair. I think whether Lively plays could impact him.
Right.
How much Maxi Kleber time could impact him. Like he could get 12 rebounds or he could get 5. So that bitch or beast thing is real.
Yeah, that was a question. I'm definitely going to ask you about that because homie in the chat wanted to know what's the bitch or beast? Also, real quick, my bad back with TV. You're right. He's the one that started the Nas. I know you're fucking with me, but Backwood was like, "Yo, I was defending Nas first, and then I brought up Rogues on the Nas. Please stop with the Nas hate." But y'all are in the Nas fan club together, bro. So like, it's a kumbaya moment for everybody. But no, we still love Nas, but we can't bet on him. What? My bad. I interrupted you with the other stuff.
The bitch or beast thing. It definitely applies to Cat, but you can't. There's not the same correlation with his points and rebounds, like Miles Turner. Miles Turner will give you everything or nothing, whereas Cat, you can definitely play it that way with his points. He's going for 25 or under 15.
Yep.
That's where I'm thinking, but I couldn't find another player to parlay that with, or another prop to parlay that with. But
because that's the beauty of the bitch or the beast is there's correlation between the bets that you're making, right?
Yeah.
So just I don't know if you ever look at fantasy point scores because that's on like Prize Picks and DraftKings or Underdog. But because Julius Jones was saying like I'm sorry, it might have been somebody else, but it was 7 talking about what about Cat under fantasy. I think what Daft is saying as he takes the under on the points though is if you're trying to throw the rebounds and assists are actually worth more on fantasy, right? So because of the sort of unknown that we're talking about with his dimes and his rebounds, where there's nothing to really anchor us to be able to be like this is why he would or would not get those, right? Like honestly, sometimes Cat's just going all out for the boards. Sometimes he's not. The matchup hasn't changed for him. He's guarding PJ Washington out on the perimeter mostly. So he's, it's really a little bit more of just like feast or famine, unclear. That would lead me to go just stay away from anything under without it just being about points. And fantasy is going to be too much involved with what do you get, like 4 points for a dime, 3 points for a rebound, or 2 points for a rebound, whatever. So got to kind of watch out for that stuff. I would be careful with it. I do think the splits are just something you can keep going on, though, man. And like I say this all the time, but like if I'm at the roulette wheel and shit lands on black 10 times, I'm not the guy that's like, well, let me predict red this time. I'm just gonna keep going with what I've seen, and that's how I'm gonna play everything. So so let's keep it rolling here. I was gonna bring up a couple other things. I'm not betting on Cat tonight. I don't need that stress in my life, to be honest with you. Like it's not something I feel confident about. So let's talk about the dude that is guarding him and vice versa, which is the stuff for PJ Washington.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go back to like PJ, and I'll pull up DK for a minute, but I want to go back to like PJ 10 points alongside like 5 boards and 2 threes. But it's just one of the more inconsistent dudes that you're going to find, especially because he's shooting so like 9 of his 13 shots last game were from deep for PJ.
Yeah.
So if he's not hitting the threes, then what are we doing? You know what I mean? That's where the frustration comes in with betting on him. So I haven't put a play in for him, but any thoughts while I just pull up this SGP and see if it's worth it at all for PJ?
Yeah, so PJ, consistent with his minutes, production not so much. Well, the volume is always consistent, which is good. If you got him early, you could have got over 1.5 3-pointers made for like minus 120.
Oh, wow.
My books only gave it to me for minus 150, so not good for me, but for daily fantasy players, I think that's a good look because the volume's there. He's hit 2 3-pointers in 9 out of his last 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like that. In the last game, I had a strong lean on his rebounds because like Luka or PJ are going to rebound like crazy today. Gafford's going to contest every shot inside the paint. Someone's going to get those boards. Luka had 15 and PJ had 5. So I think the look for his boards is probably still there. It's at 5.5. So I honestly don't hate that. But his points, I lent to the over, but not something I was willing to take because you're relying on an improvement in his percentages, really. And I can't predict that for PJ.
Right. Well, it's not giving me alt rebounds for PJ. That's pretty annoying. I got to do alt over under, and I got to either take over 3.5. Yeah, so there's nothing here. I'd have to go over to FanDuel. Although this isn't bad. I can get PJ for 4 boards. Oh, this is because it's at 2.5 threes. I wanted 1.5 threes. So I'm not going to get any good juice on this.
Yeah.
Right. Because, like
so
you said,
moved.
It's moved. Yeah, it's 2.5 now for over. Oh, yeah, I tried to take 1.5, and it literally changed as I was putting it in, which is just great. Thanks so much, DraftKings. Minus 135 ain't it? I don't know what scares me the most about this. To be honest, he does this hella consistently for PJ. Is the 10+, 4+ boards. This is probably better done on FanDuel. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was gonna find something for PJ for like a little same game parlay for the guy. Let me see real quick. Player points.
I like the 10, 5, and 2. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. All right, hold up. Putting this up. PJ, you can still 2.5 there too. So 2 made threes on FanDuel. This is all gonna be worse money anyway, man. But let's see if I can get I have to take even number of rebounds. So I would just have to take his core prop for the 6+ for PJ, which would bring me to minus 140. And that's just his core prop anyway, right? So I might as well just take his regular rebounds. What's that at? Oh, it is minus 140. Okay. Quick little aside though, like if you are on FanDuel, see how it's minus 140 if you take 6+, but it's minus 142 if you take over 5.5. It's the same concept. So you win or you lose with the same number, but you get 2 cents better on one of them. Just point that out. Plus 134 ain't bad though. If you like his core rebound, do you like his 6 boards enough to put something like this down? Plus 134.
No.
Yeah.
I can't bet straight bets at those odds. I can't play.
Yeah.
Because my success rate's not high enough to take odds like that.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you got to go for some plus money. It's plus 134, 10, 2, and 6 though. And now you're banking on the rebounds. Let me check his rebound chances real quick for PJ. Rebounds. Yeah, I mean he's been going over hella, obviously. But not in this series. It's 2 for 2. And the 5 is there, but yeah, that 5 number is pretty key. Look how 3 of his last misses were all 5 rebounds, which would make you just hate life. If I look at the last 20 and the playoffs start right about here. So yeah, look at how often he's hitting that 5 number though. 3,
that's what I'm saying.
6 of his playoff games are at 5. So there might be something there with the books, knowing that they're not giving us any kind of anything for 5 on any of these sites. So I'm going to pass on the PJ stuff right now, man. I know that we're not, I didn't get anything else down for him, but would have liked to, and still just not really feeling it, to be honest. So, yeah. And Reek likes the points for PJ and nothing else. Did I just lose Daft? I did, didn't I? Oh, well, we'll see if we can get him back. Maybe he's still turning left for like an hour.
No, sorry, my bad.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good. No worries. Do your thing. Yeah. So Cat under. Yeah, well, that's where we're at. I'm gonna put Cat as a lean for myself, but we got him in there for Daft, and then for PJ, I'm gonna put this lean in here for him right now, which is on FanDuel. So let's do 10+ points combined with 6+ boards. I'm not taking this yet, but this is where I'm leaning for him. And then the 2+3 threes made, 3 p.m. So that's kind of a lean for PJ right now. If I'm going to play him and I want to get any kind of decent return on my money for PJ Washington, that's where I'm at. But just not a fucking reliable dude, man. I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm just calling it like it is. Let's talk about Ant and Luka for a minute. So let's start with Ant-Man. I know you like the first quarter stuff for him. Then I would say I'm leaning to the under on his points for the game more than anything. I think he just slows down too much at the end of games, man. He left me on the hook there for the 30+ that I took him for last game that would have paid me out, you know. So
he is trending upwards though. Every game he's getting a little bit closer
to the 30.
Because initially I went to the over on everything, points, rebounds, and assists. But obviously his rebounds and assist lines have moved up, and his points. You could argue that the uplift in his performance is once Lively got kneed in the head, life got easier for Ant.
You could make that point.
So that was a reservation, but facing elimination, he's going to get 20+ shots up, so that's always good.
Yeah.
He'll probably shoot it about 40-45%. Gets to the free throw line. I can definitely see a world where he goes over, but I think the first quarter point prop, that was always safer for me anyway.
Yeah.
As much as I wanted to bet others, I did take him for a rebounds and assist parlay though, because and I took him for 6 and 6, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. I got that for -112, I believe.
Okay. And his core RA prop is 14.5.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're expecting 8 rebounds from him tonight. And based off the numbers, he has been hitting that. But man, a guard for 8 boards.
What is this, Josh Hart?
Yeah.
Who the hell does he think he is? Also, Josh Hart is wild, and he said that Derek White is more useful than Jason Tatum. And I was just like, on his podcast. That's what he said, which was like, yo, Jay, chill, my guy. Chill a little bit with that. But
I think one look, you could do a correlation type bet with this, right? So let me ask you this. Which player for the Timberwolves is most impacted by Ant going over his rebound line?
Rudy.
Who's not getting boards? Rudy
Gobert.
That's my guy. 20 rebound chances and fuck all rebounds. Whereas Ant, he's not getting many rebound chances, but his rebound numbers are through the roof, right? So you could play a bit of both. Ant overs into Rudy unders is one thought process that I had. I found Rudy at 11.5 boards. I don't know if is that what his actual line is at? I thought it would be at 10.5 again.
I think I saw 11.5, bro, because the rebounds and assists is 12.5, I believe. Rudy's rebounds are at 11.5 still.
Yeah, so they've gone up.
Plus money. Yeah, the overs plus money. The under is it's still -120 for him to get under the 11.5 boards. I like I said to everybody in it's scrolling on the bottom line. If you have DraftKings, I love the head-to-head stuff. Currently 8-1 now in the postseason on the head-to-head bets, because I just don't think they do it right. But that's another story. That's how I took it. I took Luka to get +1.5 boards compared to Rudy. So, which I was talking about at the beginning. That's how I faded Rudy's boards. Was like, well, I think Luka can keep getting 10, and if Luka gets 10, I guess I'm saying I like the under 11.5 for Rudy. And I even like adding the RA to it, which I think is 12.5 right now. And the under is a little bit better number if you add the RA to it. Like, does anybody here think he's getting a dime in this game? Like, they're very hard to come by. I guess he's had one in each of the games of the series. So I guess he's getting some stuff. I don't really know how. His potential assists are still only at 3 max, essentially. So did you fade him? Is this you talking about this out loud to maybe put in like an Ant rebound over?
I'm talking myself into it.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it in your voice.
The Ant play I did take was the 6 and 6, 6 assists, 6 boards.
Okay.
So I don't know what type of odds you guys can get that for. But now I'm talking myself into Ant 8 rebounds and then Rudy under 11.5 because there is a correlation there.
We can get better juice than you did on FanDuel.
Well, you get it.
Nah, poo poo. Minus 103.
What?
Yeah, dog. We out here, dog. I might just steal that from you for better money. It's okay. Everybody who knows what I'm doing knows what you're doing, I feel like. So, you know, there's no sneaking it around. Yo, you guys, look at this bet I just found. 6 boards for Ant and 6 assists for Ant is minus 103. Holy shit. Am I the best capper of all time? I'm gonna tail that, bro. I'm gonna tail the Ant 6 and 6 as opposed to the 7 and 7. You know what I mean? The 6 and 6. Which is minus 103 on FD. That's probably gonna get bumped since we all know we got snitches in the chat that keep reporting back to the books what we're playing and then steamrolling these odds. So I think I like that, bro. I like that 6 and 6 right there a lot for minus 103. I put that in there for a half a unit for those of y'all following along. So check that out. Hold up. Somebody did Gafford have 6 blocks last game? Heartbreak Drizzy. Told you about them. Gafford blocked 6 last game. Stop playing with him. That's fair. I don't know if he's going to get the same minutes though. He played 31 minutes last game. If Lively's a go, we still don't have anything on that, right? I don't know if he is a go. Yeah.
That's going to be any bet which Lively could have impacted, I've stayed away from.
Dope.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, we're staying away from Gagford then is what you're saying. I honestly started to look at though. I'm going to take one look at Gafford. So for Ant, that is going to be my play for him too. I lean to the under on Ant points. It sounds crazy, but like 14 in 2 separate first quarters and 30 points neither time. Like I can't do that again. I can't put myself through that anymore. So that's where I'm at with it. But I do want to, before getting into Luka, bring up, and I saw someone put slow-mo in here as well. So I got slow-mo Anderson in here for RA. I'll be looking at that in a minute. I'm going to put Jaden McDaniels in here as well because I missed that one. We should at least talk about him. And I know the Jaden Hardy look is pretty popular. He's now the most bet right? I believe for this game is Jaden Hardy over 5.5 points.
Yeah, I do have a thought on Jaden Hardy because we spoke about it in the last one, right? And the main concern was he's only going to get 11 minutes. He'll probably get 6 or 7 shots up. You're just worrying about his percentages. And then he goes off and absolutely kills it. Now I'm compelled to play it, right? But then I feel like, has the ship sailed? That's what I'm thinking. Because I did the same. Well, Kyle Anderson had very similar form lines, right? A couple of good games off the bench. And then last game, he only scored 2 points. I took the 5.5.
Me too.
But I think Hardy's different. His role is very clear that he has to be the spark plug off the bench. He's not on there to play defense. He has to score and alleviate some Kyrie and Luka pressure. So, yeah, I do like it. I had it as a lean as well. But I don't want to bet on some guy playing 11 minutes.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's also why I'm just out on Nas is because when he randomly gets 19 minutes, I'm just like, well, what the hell, man? Or he gets 14 minutes. And I'm like, but I bet on him. Also, I was really hoping you were going to use my favorite Australian phrase of all time, when you said Jaden Hardy's not out here to play defense. I thought you might have said he's not out here to fuck spiders. Is that what you guys say?
I don't think that would fit there.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm trying to learn the flag here on the chat for everybody too. People helping people out here. But no, he's not. He's out there to do one thing. So yeah, look, if you want to just take that flyer on Hardy, the one good thing, Prop Bomb pointed this out in his first minutes on the floor. Jaden Hardy went 0 for 2 and had a turnover like right away and didn't get taken out. So the trust is there, but homie still just played 11:40, right? And he's going to be the number 2 scorer on the floor. He's never going to play without both Ant and Kyrie and Luka. They're both, one of them is always on the floor. You know what I mean? My bad, but I tried. But the idea that like he's going to get more than 12 minutes should be probably driven from your mind, man. Like, and since we're talking about him, we'll just go through the Hardy stuff and then we'll finish the Rudy stuff rather.
I think my other reservation around Hardy is that last game was probably the best playoff game we're going to see from him, right? That's his peak. That's as good as you're going to get from him.
Seems right.
So you're going to see some regression. It's just how far does he regress?
Yep.
5.5 is still a nice number though, right? At 6.5, I played the under, but 5.5.
5.5 still a look. Yeah. And it was even money. You can still get, I believe you can still get you can't get the even money on the over 5.5 anymore. The best number is -115. So yeah, I gotta say, like, if you're banking on these 3 games as the reason that you're taking him, obviously in this one, he played, how many minutes did he play where he scored 14? 6 minutes, dog. Jesus. That's the definition of spark plug. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm there with it. So yeah, I get the confidence that his team has in him and like his coach clearly has in him. I'm good on that. Let's not even quickly, however much time we need. Are we going under on Rudy? Anything?
No, I can't. I've stayed true to the whole. I like the under. I've liked the under in every single game. I have all my reasons, but I haven't bet it. But he keeps going under on his boards especially. And then it's similar to, have I missed the opportunity? If I take it now, is this the game where he bounces back? Or is he going to go under in every single game in the series?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got to fight that degenerate in me, right?
Yeah, I know.
And I'll tell you what some of the, what the worst sports bettors do? It's like, they'll look at this and it's like, he's gone under in every game. Take the unders. Like, that's how the worst sports bettors think.
But then the slightly less worse sports bettors will be like, well, what about all these rebound chances?
Yeah, they're super high. So he's dangerous.
Yeah, this was at 10.5 last game, and I was talking about it as a strong lean. And I remember the homie Top Dunk got on here and was like, what am I missing? And I was like, well, what you would be missing is that it's dropped to 10.5 last game. He had 6 in the first half, by the way, and then and then got like 2 more. Or 4 more to get to 10, right? So he's bumping up against it, but this is still at 11.5. It's given us some wiggle room. And I keep talking about how I like the under with the RA, to be honest. Maybe I shouldn't even get that cube because he's gotten a couple assists that get him close to that number. Yeah. And it's at 12.5. So just taking the under on the boards. I've already got a bet on Rudy's under boards. It's a little bit of a cop out because I was like, I'm gonna take Luka to get that. So I'm good on that. Let's do Gagford, because I have one thing for Gafford, and I don't hate him as much as Mike does. So I'm not going to call him Gagford. I'm just going to call him Gafford. You don't like him to get boards because he tries to block everything, right?
That's right.
Okay, so what about
the lively impact, right? Potential lively impact.
The lively impact is what I want to talk about for a minute. I think his points last game opened at 12.5 for Gagford, right? Yeah. So.
It's at 9.5 now?
It's at 9.5. The over is even money, right?
Yeah.
How many times with Lively has he gotten 10 points? Like, there's a little bit of TJ McConnell theory here going on, which is like hood math. Takes 6 shots, makes 5 of them. That's 10 points right there. I'm tempted to go. Like, I was very happy to take an under on Gafford at the opening line of 12.5 points last game, being like, he doesn't score 12.5 no matter who you put around him. Like, it doesn't matter if he's playing center against, whomever, Peyton Pritchard. If Peyton Pritchard was playing center against him, he'd still only get 6 shots. It doesn't matter. That's how he's involved in the offense. Sorry for Peyton Pritchard catching strays, but whatever. He was a short white guy. My best option. So for the points, like,
easy target.
he was that short white on short white crime. So the field goal attempts, this is what I'm talking about. 10 field goal attempts for a dude that's taking everything around the rim, shoots about 65% on his field goals overall, right? Like 66% is what he's done in the last 10 alone. So like at 24 minutes, we can probably expect about 22, 24. We can expect 5 to 6 shots when he's on the floor, 6 shots, let's say. Like, is that not a decent bet at that point because this is with Lively? And let me filter it. But
and you factor in like 75% of those shot attempts at dunks. So
that's what I'm saying. That's all he does, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, even when he hurt his pinky, it was like, you don't really need your pinky to dunk. Take that from someone who dunked a tennis ball a couple times in his life. I know what I'm talking about. So if you want him at the 10, like I think that actually is a little bit more safe. It's a little more fail safe with Lively's status still up in the air because he can get it with Lively. Like look at all these games with Lively that he's getting 10 points, right? He went through this lull at the end of the season and then a little bit against the Clippers. Also was hurt, by the way, in the first 3 games or so of this series with the Clips. And then everything else is like, I mean, look at these field goal attempts from that point on after the first 3 games of the Clips, 8, 12, 6, 5, 7. Like I'll put it this way. If he takes 7 shots, I like him to make 5 of them because they're all around the rim. Plus you get a couple, like 1.7 free throws. So at even money, man, and if this goes, well, this might go down if Lively's in, which would be another fear, right? If Lively is in.
Could you assume it's gone down already because they're assuming Lively's in? If it was at 12.5 and he finished on 12?
Yeah.
It's gone down because they're assuming Lively's going to be in. I don't think it moves too much.
Okay. That's a fair point. Yeah, it opened at 8.5, and Lively's like still game time decision this morning. So people did hit this over a little bit, by the way, because it opened at 8.5. So, and like Lively news coming in hasn't really dumbed it down at all. But I would agree, like the books are leaving it at a place that they feel safe no matter what. It might seem like a bit of a 50-50 bet, but
if I was one of the books, I would have set it at 10.5. That would have fucking freaked everybody out.
maybe they wouldn't have got enough action on it is the only thing.
Yeah,
but like you're right. Like 10.5, I think maybe people would start to hit the under, to be honest. Like I probably would.
You'd have to be a brave soul to bet somebody under 10.5 though, right?
That's fair. So, in 22 to 24 minutes.
Yeah.
I guess it's a stay away. I'm going to put him as a lean for now so I don't have to just spend too much time. The one of the funniest comments I've ever gotten is I was talking about Daniel Gafford for like I don't know how long, probably 10 minutes of the stream. And due to the comment, and We the Fifth goes, it's too many props up to be talking about Daniel Gafford for 10 minutes.
That was great. Yeah.
Oh, you're right about that. Yeah. All right. I'm going to put Gafford in here as a lean of over 9.5 points, especially with that even money. And I could see myself playing that before we're done here. So I'll move on. I'll move on to some Luka stuff. And I mean, high level, like Luka points, rebounds, assists, anything stand out to you?
Well, I need a bounce. I'm just sitting in a car.
Oh, okay.
But
Did you have something else for us?
Well, more so a comment, not a bet. But what did I say about Luka? He's just due to get a triple-double in that last one. Remember that conversation? We spoke about the under and his rebounds and assists.
I know.
It makes no sense. But he'll probably get a triple-double in this game.
Yeah. He did.
So
I do remember that.
Don't take unders on players as good as Luka. He's one thing.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
I like the points. I really just like the points. 30.5. And you said it earlier, his looks again. He can get whatever looks he wants. He just didn't make the shots. And
agreed.
On the road where he knows he needs to be better. He said it himself. His energy needs to be better. So definitely into the over.
Yeah.
For Luka, he'll just destroy them in the one-on-ones. So,
and a 40 burger is plus 550. Just throwing that out there for Luka.
Yeah. Why the hell not? 25 plus shots.
No
doubt. I'm
going
to bounce, man. Best
all right, brother.
Today.
Yes, sir.
I'll speak to y'all soon.
Yes, sir. Good luck today, brother. Cool. All right, let's keep rolling then. We've got Daft's plays rolling on the bottom line as well. And I'm going to keep looking at some Luka stuff real quick. I think I've got that bet coming in on Luka. What do y'all like tonight? Meek Zealot saying you think Lively out for tonight. Let me know if you have something that's helping you with that or if you just think that, Meek, because if there's any news out there that that homie might play. See, now I got conflicting reports here from you guys in the chat. So let me know if you actually have some info when you see him. But damn, drip cover. I should be so lucky to be as good as Pusha P on defense, bro. Or in general. Man's in the league, so we should probably show him some respect. But I think the points are still a play. I think everything's in play for Luka. I also am not going under on Luka stuff. Damn, you like a 40 bomb for Cat, my guy. Whew, that would be ballsy. Meanwhile, Backwood's like, yo, Towns is gonna force them to lose. We are divided right now, y'all. We got to figure some stuff out and become a cohesive unit here because we are divided. Nah, it's actually better that there's dissent. Like, I'd rather know who disagrees with what, and then we can look at all angles. For Luka, man, like I've got him on the boards. I like the boards compared to Rudy. So like if you don't have DraftKings or you don't want to play the head-to-head bet that I have scrolling on the bottom line right now, I mean, go ahead and just take one of the. I'd take both. Like I like the head-to-head bet where Luka gets +1.5 against Rudy in the rebound column because I like Luka to get his and I don't like Rudy to get his. It's that simple. So you can just simplify it and play each of those core bets if you like. The juice brought up the threes. I should have been looking at that too. I want to look at that. Cody read that Lively's projected to have 10 to 15 minutes. It's going to be tough to actually have accurate projections on his minutes tonight, y'all. So, like, even if he does play, I don't know that you can just automatically trust RotoWire or anybody that's going to come out with that stuff. And I do know that, Ramon, that there's that video of him at shoot around, and it's a good point, and we should at least bring it up. It also doesn't necessarily mean that he's playing just because he was shooting around, right? We've seen that too. So keep that in mind. But let me look at these Luka trays because the over 3.5 for Luka on the 3Bs is pretty good money, right? -120, not terrible, not amazing. But you can't get a -104. Okay, dope. So you can get a -104 on FD for 3.5 threes for Luka Doncic. So he's consistently been going over that since he couldn't hit water, you know what I mean, that was falling out of the ocean or whatever the saying is. I'm fucking up all my sayings today, y'all, my bad. But the 5-4, 3-5-5-4 is almost like making up for the 3-1-2-1-1 threes that he was just missing all over the place against the Clippers. Part of the Thunder series, other than one game. Let's look at the attempts. 10.7 attempts over his last 20. Right. And so that's most of the playoffs, which 1, 2, 3, 4. So 16 games for Luka, right? Let me put it up on StatMuse so I can just do it. Luka last 16 games. Let's just look at these game logs real quick. So in these last 16, the threes, he's taken 11. So he's averaged about 10 threes a game. To make 4 is 40%. It's very doable. He's been slightly over it in the 40%, or sorry, not quite over it, but that's because he had 11 here. So when he goes, when he hits at least 4, he's close to 40%. But the 11 last game is nice. Maybe he just wanted to take a few more against Ant, but I don't want to bank on that. In this series, though, 10, 11, 11 in the last 3. So I like the threes too for Luka. I think that's a pretty good look as well, to be honest. There was a parlay that I was looking at for Luka that I also liked. I am going to sprinkle, I think, on the points. Let me put that parlay together real quick and then show you what I'm talking about for Luka. So the points for Luka, if you take him, I mean, you could dumb his points down if you want to, but I'm not even worried about it. Let's say he does have another off shooting night for Luka. Where's his alt points at? Here we go. So 25 plus -400. Damn, we're all losing juice all over the place. What's his 25 plus on FanDuel? Let me see right quick. You can't get 25. Thank you. -490. All right, so it's gonna be better over here. 25 plus. If we take the rebounds, and this is conservative, but this feels pretty good too. The alt rebounds for Luka, pull up 8 plus. So we're already at what are you gonna give me here? Oh, you're gonna take your sweet time. -160, and then we take 3 threes for Luka. What do we think about that? Take that for data. Where's Luka's alt shit? Here we go. 3 plus -110. This was -105 for a while, and now it's not. If you dumb down Luka stuff and you want to take that stack for him, I kind of like that. But I think honestly, at this point for Luka, I've got him on the boards with Rudy. I'm just like, yo, let me just get a little alt on like him to go pop off with the points and just do his thing. Because I still think Jaden McDaniels on the on Kyrie is a bigger reason to fade Kyrie and go with Luka on the points at that point. You know what I mean? So I'm still kind of like that. Let me see real quick. What were they giving us for him to drop a 35 piece? Can I say? I don't think you can say that. Whatever. Where you at, Luka? Bro, he's like the best player in the court. Can you just put his stuff? Oh, they're doing it alphabetically. I got you. 35 plus is +190. +475 for the 40 burger. The burger over here is +550. I don't hate that, yo. I really don't. Like, and both these do. Do we still think points are coming? You know what I mean? Bill Simmons boost. F out of here, Bill Simmons. Oh, thank you. Okay, Yoshua coming in with the quickness. Okay, so it was better on FanDuel. That's a pretty good look for even money. I'm gonna put that in there for Luka, half a unit, and then I'm sprinkling on his 40 plus points. And we might as well just do a little ladder. So let me see real quick. The Luka bet that I'm putting in, I'm going to take Luka on that little parlay. stand by. I already have it written out over here, so I don't have to write it all over again. I'm just going to put it up on the bottom line, get that rolling and scrolling. All right, here we go. That's a good look. I mean, three threes made for the dude after a bad shooting game, and he still got that right. Like, I'm good on that. Let's take it. All right, I got him right. Okay, Luka, 25 plus / the 8+ rebs / the 3+ threes is +100 on FD. Thank you, Yehoshua, for finding that. I got why am I putting a half unit on it? Might as well just put I guess the boards would be the scariest thing, and I already got him in the boards. I'll put a half a unit on it because I already have a bet on him. And then the other thing was sprinkle it, whatever. Luka, 0.2U on actually let's do 0.3 so I can get more than a full unit back. No, that is a full unit back. 0.2U for him to get the 40 burger, 40+ points because F it. And it's also about him just having a big comeback game. You know what I mean? So 40+ is +550 on FD. So I really like that. Also going to add that for the 0.2U, and that gives us a full unit back on our money for a little sprinkle. So that's a really nice pickup right there. If Luka can get that stuff for us, let me stand by real quick. Let me try to add this back. Can I please still use this? All right, save changes. Second, let me go live. No, it's not. All right. Let me try to fix the Instagram real quick, and we'll keep it going. But the other thing for Luka was that the assists still seem pretty good. It's just a little bit scary if you like the points for him tonight. And I do think he continues to shoot. I don't think Ant's defense necessarily was a reason that you think he's got to have to pass more. I mean, Ant's shorter than Jaden McDaniels. So, I mean, there's still he can get his shot up over Ant without too much difficulty, to be honest. So I'm still going with the points for him, which means I'm not necessarily on the anything else for Luka in this one. So I got all that stuff on the bottom line too. We added some Luka love, passing on Jaden Hardy. I'm not throwing shade at anybody that wants to bet on Jaden Hardy. It's just not for me in this one, to be honest. And if anything comes up while I'm talking about Derek Lively, please let me know for sure. All right, let's see. Damn, you're saying the Luka bet versus Gobert is +160 now. Let me take a look at what you guys, because I saw someone else bring up there's better numbers now for the head-to-head stuff for those rebounds. So rebounds right here, god damn, +2.5. Who's thinking that Rudy's gonna get those many boards? Hell yeah, I would take that. The +160 is for him to have more than Rudy straight up, is what you're talking about, which hell yeah, he had it last time, bro. Whatever. 35 piece. Yeah, you can't really say that. I mean, I guess you can, yeah. There was a question about the 6 and 6 for yeah, that's even money, yo. Or -103, Richard, for the 6 assists, 6 rebounds for Ant on FD. So if you want that, that's a good look too. Yeah, I took that for sure. Triple double bound, maybe. Like I said, if he's going to score 40, it's going to be pretty difficult to have a 40 piece and the triple double. It's just a lot of possessions. If you think that homie Kyrie is going to do work at all tonight, and it's going to be sort of them tag teaming the points, then yeah, I mean, consider that. If you got to project what you like for Kyrie or don't like for Kyrie. If you think Kyrie's going off, then he's going to have a lot of volume. Then it's tough to take Luka on multiple props, like a triple double. But yeah, Justin back on the Nas train here. Yeah, the only reason for Nas is I don't know how to trust the minutes. That's where I'm at. That's really it for Nas. Is why didn't he play when Cat wasn't able to play last game? Why there was more slow-mo? Let me go back to the game log real quick. So that's what really confused me and actually just led me to stay away from him. Is he played. This is the wrong game. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me go to the right one. This is game 2 when Nas went clean off, because Nas is half man, half amazing, which we all know. The minutes right here. So this is what just befuddled me. And Kyle we'll look at Kyle. I got him in here in a minute, but the 25 minutes from slow-mo, I'm just in a place with him where I'm just taking PRA, but 25 minutes, that's kind of where Nas lost about 5 minutes, right? In this one. NAW has not really been made for this series. He hit a couple big threes in this last game, but I don't think they want to have to rely on Nickeil Alexander-Walker stuff moving forward. If you ask me about Mike Conley, by the way, I saw a couple of questions for him. That is in the that's in the bottom line. I took Mike Conley on the PRA, another dude who's going to have the ball in his hands a ton. I don't want to have to guess what he's going to do. But if you're going to take one thing for Mikey C, then I would just take points. I like that better than anything else. I believe it has been bumped up to 12.5, but I wanted to answer that in case y'all are listening who were asking about the Mike Conley stuff. I'm on the overs for Mike Conley. I'm not fading the veteran, the adult in the room, as I keep calling him, which I'm glad that we've adopted that, and I appreciate it. Because that is what he is. He's the adult in the room that's like available for everybody. So, and 7 likes the stuff for Kyrie to keep going over because you don't think that they're gonna that they're going to he's gonna miss quite as many as last time. Let's take a quick look at Kyrie's shots. He had 18 of them last game. Let me turn this sound out. So okay, cool. It's not yelling at us. Let's look at some of these shots real quick. I just want to get a feel for it. But yeah, the in the lane stuff, that was a hit. And then missed a bunch of stuff in terms of a driving floater. So you could make the argument that this stuff's going to go in next game. This is a driving floater. But I mean, yeah, that was considered a block by Rudy, and he just kind of threw it into his hand. Let's see. The next one, we're on a pull-up jumper. I just want to see like the quality of these shots. And he's got Rudy on an island. He was 2 for 6 versus Rudy in this game. Okay, so that was a pull-up 3. Rudy is bothering that shot, man. That's something to consider. And if you I just want to show you how I found that. If you go to matchups, and I know some of you are familiar with this, but some might not be. If you're in the box score for the game, you can change this to matchups to see who's guarding who. So I'm going to put Kyrie on offense for a minute and see that he was guarded mostly by Jaden McD. Went 1 for 2, hit a couple free throws, but didn't shoot much, right? When McDaniels was guarding him. That's the thing, is like it's hard for him to get that shot up over McDaniels. He shot it twice against NAW, and then when he got the switches with Mike Anderson, Kyle Anderson, Mike Conley, and then Rudy, in just like 47 seconds, he shot like every time that Rudy was on him. He went 2 for 6 and made a 3, but this number's got to be better against Rudy Gobert. 2 for 6, and then against Kyle Anderson, 2 for 5 has to be better as well. So I would agree. I'm not really necessarily feeling a fade of Kyrie. I can't really get next to that. But I will. I'm a pass, man. I'm just gonna pass on Kyrie, honestly. Like, he's a head case, bro. I mean, not in a bad way that like the head case he used to be, where it's like, yo, the earth is round. It's just science. Please stop arguing with us. More like, just I don't know when he's going to do his thing on offense. That's really all it comes down to. So let me just see real quick with the Kyrie. It is at 22.5, but I mean the randomness, like every other game stuff, right? It's just scary to me. If you believe in the every other game stuff for whatever reason, then all right, take this is the game. This is the on game for him. If we're showing only away games, it's been a little bit better on the road, but this is the regular season. This is the playoffs, right? So let's do last 10 instead, so we can just see that in all its initial glory. Yeah, so in the playoffs, under in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 8, right? That he's gone under this number on the road in the playoffs. He's actually got better numbers at home in the playoffs. And it does look like this is at 23.5 in a lot of places. So people are betting on the over on Kyrie after an off game for him to come back. I get that. It's a pass for me on the Kyrie stuff. All right, I'm going to keep rolling and get a few more in here, and then we're going to dip. But the Kyrie I'm passing on. Slow-mo, it's like the PRA or almost nothing for me with slow-mo on this one. And Kyrie assists are high, all the stuff for him, like his potentials didn't go up last game. That's a big part of this. Let me pull that up before I move on from Kyrie. Squirrel. So right, he's at 4.5, right? This didn't go up. Yeah, 4.5. The over is good money. I get it. It's basically even. A lot of 4s in the playoffs, and I think I still have this on away. No, okay. So this is the playoffs. And let me do last 20 once again, which start right here. So how many times has he gotten 4? A lot. That's the most common number, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. What would you say? 16 games that he's played in the playoffs. 6 of 16, he's gotten 4. So that's the most common number. Then he's gone over in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 14. So talk about a 50-50 number, right? If his potential assists were through the roof in some way, then I would feel like, okay, this is something I can bet on. But after the OKC series, when he was going off with those assists, and then the last 2 games not, then we get to this series and he's at 5, 10, 5, 9. That's not very many potential assists, right? That's not going to do it for me. So this is 10, 20, 29 in 4 games is basically 5 potential assists per. I'm doing that wrong. 15, 20, 29. No, I'm doing that right. 30 to it's 6. Yeah. So it's about like 6 potential assists per game for no, I wasn't doing that right. Hold on. 7. Excuse me. 7 potential assists per game for Kyrie in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get next to the assist for him with that kind of volume on the potentials, right? So that's why I pass on that. Same concept for the boards. He's also got a bigger, more athletic defender on him now with Jaden McD. So I can't really get next to that for him either. Let me see what his rebound chances were last game. I'm going to do it in the box score. Just go to player tracking data in here, and then you can see a lot of really helpful stuff for Kyrie. The RBC rebound chances, 5 of them, right? I don't know, man. I'm out on all that. Like, if it's not points for him, then I'm good. He's crushed me on the threes last game, even though it was plus money. So I'm just out on betting. I don't know how I have a good read on him for tonight. So yeah, no doubt. I want to make sure I got to you on that. Let's look at slow-mo. He sold street cred. And then, yeah, I got the white tee on, but we got a pattern on here, bro, too, since Street Cred's talking about the fit today. Slow-mo. And then we get to some JMD. And if there's anybody I missed, then we can talk about it. Slow-mo. Where you at, Kyle? Why no involvement in the offense yesterday, Kyle? Talk to me. 6 potential rebounds, right? Rebound chances. And then the potential assists for slow-mo. Let's pull him up right quick. Where you at, slow-mo? All the way down here. Is he at 5.5 points right now? Yeah, 5.5, and it's bad money. Come on, man. Really? It was even money last game, and he went under. And now we can't get better than minus 105. And he took 3 shots. What do you think? He's going to make all 3 shots every time? The volume was not there last game, even though he played 25 minutes. The good news for an over would be the minutes. And he got that time over Nas because he came in for Nas at the end of the game, and for Cat, rather, instead of Nas. If Nas is showing that he's making shots, though, Nas might be out there. So that's why it's still just like, oh, man, you got to see game flow to really understand this. And I have to wait to see how the rotations work out. I'm not really feeling that, to be honest. I'm not there with it for slow-mo. Let's consider the rebounds and assists. So let's put him at 17 to 20. Let me pull up RotoWire real quick and just see what they're talking about, and see if there's any good projections on minutes that I can rely upon for this. Where am I at right now? Why can't I get my lineups in here? Excuse me. Where's my lineups? Player futures. Where's lineups? I'm in NBA. Picks. Am I missing something? Betting tools. Yo, player projections breakdown. All right, this is helpful enough. These are the projections from RotoWire for points and all that stuff. So you can use that if you want. I want to know about the minutes though. Why did I lose that? Maybe my subscription right now. I might not be. No, I'm logged in. All right. I don't know what the deal is with why I can't find the lineup projections here, but this is still helpful. I mean, this is their projections in general for points and all that kind of stuff. But I want to see about minutes. Can I put minutes in here? All right, I can't. I'll deal with that later. I'm not too worried about it. I also have the Mavs covering in case anybody didn't see that for the side. I'll take a look at DJJ. For Kyle, let's project him at at about 17 to 20. So let's project him at 20 because he got 25 last game. There is some use case telling us that he's going to get a bit more minutes than the 17 that he was getting. For the boards, he had 4 last game. He's still at 2.5. I think the RA is going to be the play for sure. He didn't have any in this game. His rebound chances in that game were also nil, which is really weird. I guess Dallas is also shooting really well. They shot almost 50%. I mean, 50% from the field and like 45% from 3. So that didn't leave very many rebounds for him to get. The other games, he's got 6, 5, and 6, right? So that's a decent 17 through 3, about 6 rebound chances to pull down 3 of them. That's pretty fair. And then the assists are 3.5. You got me fucked up, man. You're crazy. 3.5. I guess you can get 2.5 for minus 119. What book is that on? Yeah, you got to take it on Prize Pick. So there's no regular sports book that you can get 2.5. They're only offering 3.5, which is criminal. Why they just want us to sprinkle a little bit on these shitty odds? There's 0 chance in hell you would get me to bet for 4 assists for Kyle when he's averaging basically 4 potential assists per game against this team. So you're telling me he's going to get assists on 100%? Kyle's an under, bro. Kyle's an under. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Wait, was I missing something? Far right says lineups. Yo, they moved it on me. Quit laughing at me, yo. All right. I know what I'm doing. Let's look at the projected minutes for Kyle. I don't like change, man. I don't like change, but I appreciate you bringing it up. Rams versus Jets. Under your login, dipshit, yo. Just you were this close to being like, it's on the far right, dumbass. I would have laughed if you said it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I would have been mad. 19 is the projection, so that's right where we're at, right? Let's say we use the numbers from this series only and try to project stuff for him. Let's just do that real quick and see if there's anything to that. I don't think this is a great sample size. It's not big enough, but we can still try it. So I'm gonna pull up this prop finder or this prop tool that I've been using here and there with you guys to find if the price is correct for us. So if I'm doing anything at this point, I think I'm just going over on the rebounds. This is crazy. He's got 6 rebounds per game. I'm sorry, 6 rebound chances per game. No, dude, for sure. You're good, dude. Don't apologize at all. I appreciate you said it. You're good. You're good. I'm just talking shit. The stuff for Kyle. So let's look at slow-mo on the boards. 2.5, right? That's crazy to me, fam. You're saying leave that smoke alone. Are you talking about the slow-mo stuff, Drizzy? Let me know what you're talking about. Or maybe you're talking about the weed that I be smoking, and that's why I couldn't find lineups. That might be what you're saying. Smoke more weed, Jay. So the rebounds, this is assists. Let me pull up the boards real quick because this is what I'm starting to lean towards. Like we still get 2.5. Minus 119 is the best. Damn it. That's right. It was only on Prize Picks. So it's minus 140 for the boards at 2.5, which means it's probably better. 3.5 is plus 130 on Caesars. Okay. I see what's going on here. I would say that the rebounds, Lively's absence also helped the rebounds. I got to stay away from slow-mo, y'all. If you guys like him tonight, I'm not like leaning under or nothing. Like it's all good. For sure. Yeah, I got to stay away on slow-mo. Rams versus Jets. Where you at? Where were you at, yo? Where you at with the slow-mo stuff? You were talking about Hardy, my bad. But I'm interested to know where you're at. That Cali pack. You already know. Also, I'm going to run a poll for sure on the next stream, which will probably be game 1 of the finals for, are you currently rolling something? Are you currently smoking something? Or are you planning on smoking in the near, or did you smoke before the stream? Because I want to know where everybody's at with that. I think we're going to get an 80% hit rate. I'm either high, I'm about to be high, or I'm rolling something to get high. All right, let me look at yeah, I'm gonna pass on slow-mo. Jaden, where I'm at with Jaden Hardy was a pass too, man. It was a similar concept to where I've been at with like why I wasn't betting Obi every game, why I'm not betting Nas every game. It's just like, yo, I can't bet on. I knew it was gonna get something. Little glory boy say, I'm high right now. What the fuck are you talking about? All the above. I was high, I am high, and I'm rolling something to continue getting high. I roll up after this. I gotta stay a little bit sober for this. Yeah, once you get to 3.5 for the slow-mo stuff, I'm out. And once you get me a minus 140 on 3 boards, like I think I'm out again. You know what I mean? You're not going to get any good alt stuff. So I'm going to pass on that for slow-mo Anderson. Let me, and Jaden Hardy was the same thing. 12 minutes. I mean, he's a spark plug. They're going to get it for him. But yeah, trying to wait till the evening time. Aren't we all, Ben? Isn't every day just a struggle to like not get high until it's dark out? Picking some Jenny Kush. All right. I don't need to look at this because I can tell you right now the model's like, what the fuck are you talking about? 4 boards and 4 assists for Kyle. You sound stupid. So I don't want my model to tell me I'm stupid. I'll just keep it moving. And we'll look at Jada McD. I don't think there's anything that I missed, yo. That you guys wanted to talk about, but if there's something that I haven't put up or that's not on the leans or on the bottom line for bets that I've taken already, then go ahead and hit me in the chat real quick. We still got a little bit of time. I'm also going to have all the bets that we make here. It's in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, hop in that joint. There's the link in the description. Really easy, really helpful, honestly. Like even in the last like week, there's been hella people in there which have come in, and there's like smart bettors coming in with some good looks and some really helpful stuff and angles that we're looking at. So I want to keep that going, because the more the merrier, man. And the smart ones and the real ones keep popping in, and that's the people I want in there. So I appreciate it. So if you think you're smart, come in. If you think you're stupid, don't worry about it. No, I'm just playing. The Momo Bros, I don't know. I still don't know. If anybody gets any info on Derek, then we're gonna see about it. You know what I mean? Then we'll have that. But keep me posted for what y'all think. I don't think he's on RotoWire. Let me see real quick what they think. If he plays, that he's going 21. That's what that means. That's not them projecting him playing. Just want to keep y'all grounded with that. The points for JMD, let's pull him up. What's he at now? 9.5. Is he at 10.5? Because that's silliness to me. 10.5 points. That's silliness, because he's shooting all threes, isn't he? So he had 10 last game. And in that game, he went 2 for 4 from deep. But this is what frustrates me: is 4 threes in these last 3 after 9 in the first game. So it's tough to keep going like, well, he's got to make 2 threes for plus money on 4 attempts. Like that ain't it for me, you know? So, yeah. We did. What's good, Free Sauce? I just passed on Hardy because of the lack of the minutes. I just didn't know what to trust it or not. So I'm still just like, he might be good as that spark plug, like we keep giving him credit for, but yeah. Now we got Johnny Rick popping off in the chat. What's good, bro? And what's good, Kenobi? I always smoke before I analyze. I feel you. Ladder to 10. Yeah, I mean, whatever. For Hardy, if you believe in it, man, like the team believes in him. I get it, for real. Like, I'm not poo-pooing a Hardy bet. I'm saying for me, I'm trying to find something I feel a little bit more confident in. If he takes, 4 or 5 shots, going 50%, if he doesn't hit a 3, anyway, like, it is what it is. I'm not going to talk trash. It's a little bit of a 50-50 bet to me. My lean is not to go under on Hardy at all. It's a stay away for me. That's all, but that's for me. So, there were some under points in the first quarter stuff that I like. I don't like betting Jaden McDaniels either, because it's just make or miss and the volume ain't there for him. And the thing that frustrates me about Jaden McD, and maybe it's mostly because he was guarding Kyrie, and the directive was don't even go for rebounds, just stick to Kyrie. But that's guesswork. I don't know for sure. I just know that 2 rebound chances from this man is criminal. Like, how do you play 40 minutes and have 2 rebound chances? Motherfucking Tony Snell out here with his 0-0-0-0-0 line. I can't get next to that. It's frustrating more than anything. Maybe you like you start to parlay some alts for him because you know that he's going to be in there for hella long. But he had 0 boards last game, right? Or he had 1 board on the 2 rebound chances, and then 1 board the game before on 5 rebound chances. I don't know how to bet on dude, and I don't want to have to bet that he's going to hit 2 threes for barely plus. Like, basically, you're saying he's going to shoot 50%? Come on, man, that's crazy. What up, JK? I was thinking about your bet earlier. You were talking about, yeah, I think this is a good look. -1.5 for Minnesota in the first quarter, parlayed with either the Mavs money line or +4.5 full game, gets you some really good juice. And I really like that bet. And I kind of think that I like that, to be honest. So yeah. Let me look at, I really like that bet, but, and then the other thing that I'm gonna look at it real quick, but the other thing that the, Yoshua, good for you, bro. The, Yep. We looked at that. I passed on Kyrie, Free Sauce, but I like that under way closer to 90% on the smoking poll. There was one other thing I was looking at. Yeah, that you brought up, Free Sauce. The Rudy under 11 boards is still a lean too. I got that rolling on the bottom line as a strong lean. And if I do play that here in a minute, I'll put that in the Discord for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna close it out here in a minute. Nah. All right, let me go back real quick. What was the next thing? I have some leans, but before I even touch those, was there anything else that I liked that we were looking at? I'm just trying to pull up everybody here. I'm glad nobody's come at me with the Josh Green. I'll just take one more look at these leans that I got in here and see what we get for it. But I'm taking the Luka stuff. Is for me is I just took him on a little 40 piece. I got a nice little same game parlay in there for Luka, and then I got the rebounds prop head to head against Rudy, where Luka's at +1.5. It's now +2.5. So I think I might even just go back and get a little bit more for a better number and go from there. But yeah, I like the Rudy under boards. Bro, that's a really good look, by the way, from JK. Let me pull it back up real quick. So I'm gonna go, JK. What was the site? If you can let me know, which site did you find those exact odds on, so I can look at those real quick. I'll start on FanDuel. And just actually, I'll just start here on this one. So I'm gonna go to same game parlay for DK. I'm gonna pull up first quarter where we got the Mavs, the Timberwolves covering in the first quarter, and then taking the actual game spread here for the Mavs, and that gets you +395. You take the money line for the Mavs, you get +160. That's 625. I should also mention that they usually have this available on the. Yeah, so you can usually take first quarter full time stuff, unless they don't have. Yeah, first quarter money line. Let's see. So yeah, but you got to do money line. So if you take Minnesota first quarter and then Dallas to win, it's +600. So it's better. This is why you always check this shit, right? So they're offering you this bet as a one bet thing because they're trying to fuck you. You know what I mean? You got to count these odds. +600 for a Minnesota Timberwolves win at the first quarter and the Mavs to win the game, which is what JK is talking about. But if you put these in separately, you get 25 cents more, which matters for every dollar you bet, right? Like, that is crazy to me that they think we're stupid. But good find on that, JK. I think that's a really sexy look, honestly. I even think just taking the +4.5 like I did with the Mavs alone, if you just take that, the +4.5 plus the first quarter bet, that's a really good look right there. So what up, guy? Good to have you in here, bro. GOAT stuff for sure. Ev's the man, yo. If you haven't seen his stuff, I really like that interview with Kyle, man. That was fire. I knew a lot of that stuff about Kyle already, but that was a really, really good idea. Learn a little bit more about your favorite capper. Check that out on Guy Boston Sports if you haven't seen that on YouTube. That's the man right there. I'm going to put that in here for a little sprinkle. Let's get a little 0.3 units to get one back. You know, it's +395. So I'm going to put that in there because I like that look from JK, and I'm glad to be able to share that for per 0.3 units. I'm kind of at the place now, y'all, with these bets where it's like, since it's such a make or miss league at this point, it's like we can use some strategy to find game to game stuff in these props. But for real, it's like, do you think Cat's going to make shots today or not? And then you bet on it. Then it's really going to be a little bit more of like, let's put smaller units on bigger odds and get that money back, so that when we don't need to hit as many bets, right? We don't need to even go 50%. We can dumb it down. Maybe we only need to go 40% or something like that because we get some more plus money, right? But if you're playing close to -110 on all your bets, you got to hit a pretty nice clip. And there's a lot more 50-50 shit going on right now with the way that these books are pricing stuff. So keep that in mind. But I'm going to take that little parlay and probably get out of here and put this stuff up on the YouTubes. But we're taking Minnesota -1.5 1Q. Great find. And kind of honestly, like JK was who I was thinking about, where I was like, we've been getting hella smart people coming in here and finding some really good angles that I appreciate. So the SGP here is Minnesota -1.5 first quarter and Dallas +4.5 on the game total. And that gets you +395 on DK. Shop that bitch around, obviously. I'm putting 0.3 units on it. I'll get a full unit back and then some if this mother lover hits. So saving that, got it on the bottom line. I'm gonna be going over to the Discord here in a minute and getting into that stuff with you guys. So let me know if you're coming in there. The link to the Discord is in the description of the video. Also gonna have these. THJ says Lively is ready to roll. We'll be talking about this in the Discord, I'm sure. So if you want to jump in there, let me know. We'll talk about that stuff together. Free Sauce can be slanging his bets in there too. He's got his own channel for a reason. So check that out. And then I saw Stan bring a bet up though too. What were you talking about, Stan? 60 plus for like a combo bet there. Is that what you're talking about, Stan? Oh, okay. Here we go. On FanDuel, it's Mavs versus T-Wolves, Luka and Edwards to score 30 plus. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. 30 plus each they only give you +144. That's crazy. I thought they would have had it a little bit different, but Damn, and if you don't have access to DK, that's tough. Yeah, DraftKings will give you a little bit more leeway on that stuff in there. But all right, I'm gonna dip. Definitely subscribe to the page on YouTube if you would, or at least throw this video a like. It's super helpful. It's like, I'm not even asking you to pay me. I'm just saying, like, can you like the video? Because that is almost the equivalent of paying me, to be honest. So it's really helpful. And then jump in that Discord if you're not. If you still need an outlier account, got the link in there. If you need an odds jam account, got the link in there. So I'm going to have that sheet up on the Discord as well here now that I have like 4 different partnerships running, so we can get that going. But Outlier is a really great one as you see me using it out here on these live streams to get stuff to you guys. So appreciate everybody tuning in, yo. You guys have been awesome for real. This is another good one. I'll be back hopefully Saturday with a live stream. I'm going to keep getting my ducks in a row as we get into WNBA and MLB, but that stuff's coming. We got those channels in the Discord, so we're still talking about that stuff. We got Big Body in there with the UFC if you're looking for that stuff as well. We got some more fighters coming into the chat too, into the Discord rather. So you know it's going to be good. We'll get some good looks there. All right. Appreciate you guys. Gamble responsibly if you would. And until I see you next, happy betting.